Hey guys, welcome to my brand new channel. This channel is called Stadium Empire. My name's Luke, and yeah, if you love stadiums, if you love sport, especially here in Australia, I'm going to have a bit of an Australian taste to this channel. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers to start making this channel look a bit more appealing. But yeah, if you love stadiums, love talking about stadiums, I would love to get you on board. So today I'm going to make this a bit of a weekly sort of video, and we're going to be going through the attendances of all the professional sporting matches in Australia for the week. So this week we had, obviously, you had the AFL, you had NRL, you had a bit of rugby union with the British and Irish Lions. They played the Australian New Zealand Invitational team in Adelaide, and they also played the Brumbies in Canberra. You had the women's football, Matildas defeating Panama, and you also had a bit of State of Origin on the Wednesday. So we did have a bit of midweek sort of sport going on this week. And obviously you had your traditional Saturday, Sunday, Friday nights sort of matches as well. Also, we had Wrexham as well down at Marvel defeating Melbourne Victory. So let's go through it. So AFL, it was a pretty, it wasn't a great week for the AFL attendances. It was the middle weekend of school holiday, so probably expected a bit more. But you did have a few clubs playing some interstate games. So Brisbane defeated Carlton in front of 32,000. That was pretty good considering how terrible Carlton have been and how some people were saying beforehand Thursday night Carlton Brisbane could even get under 30k, but they got 32k for that one. Collingwood lost to Gold Coast up in People's First Stadium, which is on the Gold Coast, Carrara. 22,000. If you actually watched that match, a lot of Collingwood people in the crowd. So it would have been interesting to see um, how many Collingwood supporters actually made that. A good attendance there, that's 91% capacity for a Gold Coast win. On the Saturday, we had Adelaide defeating Western Bulldogs at Marvel in front of 41, which is a good crowd. That's a good crowd, I reckon, for Bulldogs defeating, Bulldogs Adelaide game. Giants versus Geelong. I actually went to this game. I'm a Geelong supporter. I went up for the weekend to Sydney to watch this one. Only 13,000 was a small attendant crowd. Obviously, you get that at NG Stadium with the Giants. And yeah, a lot of Cats fans went up as well, as it was the middle weekend of the school holidays, but couldn't get it done. Richmond and Essendon was the highest attended match of the week with 52,000. Crazy that 52,000 is the highest attended match of the week, but hey, and it was a very, very poor match, even though it was the highest attended match of the week. Very poor match. Richmond, who are in no man's land at the moment, defeated Essendon, who are also cooked as well. On this, oh no, we had Fremantle defeating Hawthorn in front of 49,000, which is really good. They're always getting a lot of people out there in the West. On the Sunday, Melbourne defeated North by 30, or in front of 35,000. The Swans defeated the Saints at Marvel by just under 30k, and Port Adelaide defeated West Coast in front of 30,000. It was a bit wet as well that day, or that evening as well, out in Adelaide, so not too bad. For the NRL, we'll talk about State of Origin soon, but for the week, we had the Sharks defeating the Dolphins at Sharks Stadium with under 10k, which is quite bad. Worst attended professional match of the week, even less than the Matildas got on that Tuesday midweek match against Panama. So not a great attended match here for the Sharks. 34,000 capacity at Sharks Park or Sharks Stadium. Not great. You had the Storm defeating Newcastle in Newcastle in front of 21,000. Not too bad. The Roosters and the Dragons in front of 13. Cowboys and Bulldogs, 18,000 up in Townsville. You had the Warriors defeating the Tigers. That's out in New Zealand in front of 24,000. The Panthers defeating the Eels at CommBank Stadium in front of 22,000. Could have maybe got a little bit more if it wasn't during the State of Origin. And you rounded out the week with the Broncos defeating the Titans in a Southeast Queensland match. Pretty good attended match, but obviously because you got the Broncos playing the Titans there. The highest match or highest attended match of the week was at Accor Stadium. No surprise, Queensland and the State of Origin defeating New South Wales. Huge match. One game all, winner takes all game 3. Queensland got it done 24-12 in front of a hostile New South Wales crowd, but Queensland got the job done. 80,000, biggest attended match of the week, goes to the NRL. Fair play to them. Other ones we need to look at is the rugby union. So Adelaide over 43,000 for the British and Irish Lions. Pretty good against the Australian New Zealand Invitational squad. British and Irish Lions only match they'll be playing in Adelaide for the week, for the tour. So no surprise they got a fair bit. And 23,000 for the Brumbies game as well. Very good attended crowd at JO Stadium, where the Brumbies usually play out of, and also the Raiders in the NRL. Great attended match. I know the Super Rugby fans will be wishing they could get to that sort of attendance for Super Rugby games, but hey. Other one, Matildas in Panama, out in Perth. Not a super high attended match. Obviously, Matildas do get a little bit of a crowd, more than what I would usually expect. 10,000 for a game against Panama, for a nothing game against Panama. That's pretty good, I would suggest, on a Tuesday night. And then finally, Wrexham defeated Melbourne Victory at Marvel Stadium. This was interesting. So Wrexham are obviously doing their tour down under, as you can see here, playing Melbourne at Marvel Stadium. They're playing Sydney at Allianz Stadium the following week. And then they're heading to Wellington to play the Phoenix. 37,000 for a Marvel Stadium game on a Friday night. Interesting they didn't play this at Amy Park. I thought they would have played this at Amy Park, but I think they were expecting a higher crowd. That's why they obviously moved it to Marvel Stadium. But only getting 37,000 makes you question if they should have just kept it at Amy Park. But hey, not too bad. So we got the top three for the week with the Rugby League, Queensland versus New South Wales at Accor Stadium. We had the AFL, which was Richmond defeating Essendon in front of 52,000 at the MCG. And then in third place was Friday night's clash out in the West, Fremantle defeating Hawthorn. So yeah, I'm going to make this a weekly episode where we go through the attendances each week. So yeah, if you like that sort of content, feel free to like and subscribe. Make sure you check out some other videos I'm doing as well. Help me reach 1K subscribers. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video, guys. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bye.